Hello everyone, and now welcome to a game, Lemes versus Scars, this game taking place here on Northern Isle. Let's go ahead and speed things up, get to that all-important 2-minute mark of this game where the game really begins. However, Altar of Kings is significantly delayed here. I wonder if it is some sort of rifleman build with a paladin. It is going up against the Farseer. Alright, so Farseer with Grunt going up against Rifle Paladin, and this opening by Lemes normally used for or used against undead. That holy light plus devotion aura really makes it difficult for those riflemen to be taken down easily. The reason being is, well, riflemen do have that ranged generally ranged armor, that medium armor, and because of that, they're able to get a little bit of separation from everything and, well, be microed properly in order to not take too much damage. If they do take damage, a nice holy light will go ahead and save it. Off on the other side of the map, we are looking at the Spirit Wolves finishing off that last Murloc there, and the Paladin now going after the Huntsman. Farseer is going to be coming back around the other side here and spot that it is going to be a Paladin first with a Cloak of Shadows as the main drop. Farseer does pick up a potion of replenishment, and now with a Paladin, well, Paladin Rifleman, what is that Farseer really hoping to do? Oh, come on. Oh, I thought for a second we were going to see a Rifleman pop a shot off against those Spirit Wolves, giving a little bit of free experience to the Paladin there, but no such luck. Alright, potential surround here. Rifleman going to try and engage. The Paladin is actually the weakest part of this army, as the Paladin tries to run around in circles just a little bit here. Could have a little bit of a problem as the Spirit Wolf now down to 28 hit points. He's going to get denied by his own summoner. Coming back around. Paladin looking to perhaps clear out the Murlocs here, and this is one of those situations where perhaps well, experience is on the side of the human player, knowing that the Farseer really can't put in that much pressure on this Paladin in this spot. The downside for this Paladin, though, is that he does have a difficult time trying to keep some hit points. I've said this before, and I'll say this again. I really wish the Devotion Aura actually gave a little bit of regeneration as well, similar to how Unholy Aura works, as Devotion Aura only is useful while you are taking damage, which, you know, is not the situation you always want to be in. Yes, it is useful in this context as well. That one Rifleman perhaps could be backing off a little bit, changing up things, as we see well, a potion or the replenishment potion now being used by the Paladin there, and purposely using that replenishment potion in a way, dropping that pure up to vitality, regenerating some hit points, and then picking it back up later for overall more effective hit point regeneration. We do see a large number of grunts out here on the battlefield. Are we going to see a little bit of damage? There goes a wolf there, as both sides are trying to fight their way through. One round of attacks coming back across. Are we going to see a dead grunt? That is the question. No, it does not look like it, but those grunts are trying to re-engage just a little bit here, as the Paladin has no way of easily stopping that grunt there. Meanwhile, Rifleman down to 180 hit points. Are we going to see a little bit more damage? We can see a holy light on that one wolf right there. There is a chain lightning, and that was a misstep by the Paladin, not getting the holy light off in time and allowing that 3 supply rifleman to get pretty much shot down. Where is that, well, Murloc going? It's going away. Ring of Protection +3, now up to 9 armor on the Paladin. Tech to tier 2s have been completed. Tauren Chieftain now getting added in. Meanwhile, a Blood Mage for Siphon Mana coming across from the human player. Interestingly enough, Tauren Chieftain can be very, very powerful and very scary because of that stomp. Once those riflemen get stomped down, they really have nothing that they can really do here, as a couple rounds of shots going to finish off this peon, but still be just shy of level 3. Meanwhile, speaking of level 3, Farseer is going to get very close, maybe able to get there, as he's splitting the experience from this Tuskar Warrior creep camp. I think it's a 5-4-4, so that should be an... Oh, no, they had taken just a little bit shy there. Tauren Chieftain taking some of that experience, as the Paladin looks to finish off this shop here and could end up getting creepjacked. Ice Troll High Priest going to get taken down. Level 3 now on the Paladin, and what is going on here? Level 3 on the Paladin. It is going to be level level 2 Holy Light, trying to finish off some of those units, as the Tauren Chieftain does have Endurance Aura, but does not have Stomp just quite yet. Siphon mana into the Blood Mage, or from the Blood Mage to the Paladin, making sure that that Paladin has plenty of mana to go for. Holy Light should be in that front line spot now, but he is going to end up getting surrounded. All right, Siphon mana away. There's a little bit of Chain Lightning backing away there. Are we going to see level 2 Wolves? Yes, we are. Level 2 Wolves are a big deal, as we see a big Holy Light right there. All right, more Siphon mana. Another Grunt going to get taken down, as more Riflemen trying to keep a little bit of separation back once more. All right, there's another Holy Light. Grunts are just trying to catch up and find an easy target, but unable to do that, as we see another Siphon mana. The Farseer using a Potion of Greater Mana to top off on mana again. Are we going to see some more Holy Light as well? Are we going to see, yes, Death of a Grunt and a Healing of a Rifleman, as, Death of a Grunt, Healing of a Rifleman, as this Rifleman tries to get away. More Siphon mana. There's another Holy Light, and this fight is just going absolutely bonkers, as we should be looking at more Holy Light coming across here. Rifleman here down to 123 hit points, down to 22. He gets taken down. Tauren Chieftain gets up to level 2, but it does get slowed by that Sorceress. So now even more running around the map here, as the Blood Mage may be trying to get some Siphon mana off on that Tauren Chieftain, but too much separation. The Tauren Chieftain no longer being slowed. A little bit of mana given to that Blood Mage as the units fall back. All right, Crota hype. Well, thank you very much. Not quite sure what to be hyped about. Anyways, Paladin up on the board with 10 armor. There's some Siphon mana into the tracker, and there's going to be plenty of mana here from this creep camp. Perhaps one of the reasons why Lemes thinks that this is a good spot, good opportunity to use this Blood Mage strategy with the Paladin. However, well, creep jacks are still going to be incredibly dangerous, as the Pure Up of Vitality gets left behind. Is the Paladin going to even try and go for it? That's 150 bonus hit points, but should have used perhaps a Scroll of Town Portal to try and get away. More Holy Lights, no, not. And well, and looks like Lemes's hands were caught in the cookie jar, trying to do a little bit of offensive creeping, and instead gets his army completely in trouble. There's another surround there. There's some more banish there. Blood Mage now banishing himself. There is no Spirit Walker. Siphon mana. There's a 800 hit point heal, or a bonus heal right there, as the Paladin still trying to find its way through. More damage coming back across. It wasn't, or a 500 hit point heal, I'm sorry. But Blood Mage now trying to reach back here. Blood Mage going to be in trouble. There's another Holy Light. There's another Ensnare. Spirit Wolves are getting taken down consistently, but Paladin does not have enough to try and keep that Blood Mage alive. Pure Up to Vitality still in the back here, as we're looking at more Ensnares going down. Raiders getting taken down as well. Paladin gets up to level 4, so level 2 Devotion Aura is going to make things even more difficult, as well as the Raiders are going to get taken down as well. Grunts are getting taken down. Holy Light is really Holy Light's really keeping this Rifleman army alive, the unkillable army strategy, as we're looking at this one Rifleman down to 10 hit points and finally gets taken out here. All right, that Pure Up of Vitality would have been nice on the Blood Mage. An extra 150 hit points could have perhaps kept him alive. Instead, the Paladin is in a little bit of trouble. 1-0 upgrades on those Riflemen. Paladin looking to back up here. No Blood Mage nearby to siphon mana from that Null Warden and funnel it to that Paladin there. Meanwhile, the Tauren Chieftain does pick up the Pure Up of Vitality that was so graciously left behind by that Paladin. I'm sure Scars appreciates the gift, as we're looking at more units getting added and trained up here. Are we going to be going into any other units? That is the question. Or any other casters. Priest with Inner Fire would actually be absolutely deadly, but at the same time, Stomp is going to be very effective against those Riflemen, as a Shockwave, although it is strong against that back line, is not going to be enough to stop the damage that the Riflemen are able to do, as the units are simply just walking on by. All right. Lumber Mill getting added into that front line spot. Another tower being placed down. So wait, another 3 towers, so a total of 5 towers now being placed, as the Raiders are going to try and test this position. Sorceresses now come down with a couple of slows. The Raiders are attacking much more slowly. There goes a couple of ensnares, and now how much damage can be done? Rifleman going to be able to get off some easy shots here. No, remember though, no Stormbolt. This Raider trying to get away, but this Raider still taking quite a bit of damage and will get taken out as well. All right, free 6 supply right there. Guard towers will be placed down, perhaps even getting that masonry upgrade as well. And there's that triple guard tower upgrade. I don't think I've ever said that. There's that. Like, you're totally expecting a triple guard tower being built in this 1v1 matchup. Off to the north, Scars nearly completing this Great Hall. Both sides are sitting at tier 2. Scar is actually having a lot of low hit point grunts, able to retreat back with quite a few, but more surprisingly, no fortified defense upgrade on any of these burrows. All right, Great Hall down to 360 hit points. It's going to get taken down quickly. Peasants or peons are now getting absolutely destroyed here, easily taken down one at a time. Are we perhaps going to go for a Scroll of Town Portal, as well as we are now looking at Siphon Mana, but an Ensnare plus a Stomp gonna, well, stop some of that damage. Paladin still looking to raise the charge here. There's a Chain Lightning bouncing around. Tauren Chieftain going to come along the back line here and then place down another Stomp as the Paladin tries to quickly get away with all of these units. Another Rifleman unable to take the ticket home. Alright, we are getting level 2 weapon upgrades. Now, guard towers, no sign of masonry upgrades here. Still no sign of war mill upgrades for the reinforced defenses. And also no scroll of regeneration. There's been quite a large amount of damage spread out across all of these units, but hasn't really been capitalized as of yet. Scroll of Town Portal picked up here, and now once more on the move. Kodo Beast does have a Rifleman. That's how he was able to spot right there. There's going to be a Stomp to stop that in that tracks right now, as a lot of damage coming back across. Is the Paladin going to be okay? Paladin takes a quick banish, but takes a Chain Lightning as well. There's a Holy Light. There's a Siphon Mana. Farseer does have a Scroll of Healing, as the Paladin has a lot of work to do to try and keep this entire army alive and well. Are we going to see a dead wolf? Yes, dead wolf there. Paladin could try and Holy Light save that. Rifleman does do that. More Siphon Mana again, as another banish on another low hit point Rifleman tries to save. The Farseer and the Tauren Chieftain are pretty much out of mana right now. Meanwhile, the Paladin trying to, well, keep this entire army alive while retreating back. We are going to be looking at the Blood Mage in some serious trouble. There is, well, a Cloak of Shadows used properly as another Rifleman, a split-second difference, unable to make it back home. Or I guess go to his permanent home, if you want to think of it that way. 14.5 minutes into this game, no clear winner as of yet. Both sides sitting on one bases, and one bases. Proper grammar. Daddy Crota, if you're going to plan on teaching your daughter as well. Coming back around, we're looking at the Tuskar Warrior about to get taken down. Ogre Magi needs to get siphoned, as the Paladin quickly going after the Trapper instead. The Blood Mage wants all the mana it can get, and that mana does taste delicious for that Blood Mage, who is getting closer to level 3. Level 3 is going to be a big deal, a double level up between the Paladin and that Blood Mage. Level 3 Devotion Aura up to 5 armor now on the Rifleman, as we're still seeing more and more go down here. Alright, Paladin needs to purposely back away. Blood Mage is in that front line spot. More Siphon Mana coming back across here. Perhaps it should be funneled back to that Paladin here, as the Ring of Regeneration going to get picked up, perhaps and given to that Paladin here in just a moment. The Blood Mage wants every bit of experience that it can get, though, and you can see that the Blood Mage is currently upside down on mana. Could Siphon Mana some more and then give it to the Paladin, but Paladin actually breaks the chain a little bit too quickly. Alright, the Paladin could easily give it off over here. Ring of Regeneration on the Blood Mage really should go on the Paladin, as the Paladin is the one that needs some more passive healing to try and stay alive. There's a Scroll of Healing being used there, as well as we see an Ensnare go down. I don't think Lemes is going to transfer that Ring of Regeneration over as much as I want him to, as the game now getting ready to go. All right, there goes an Ensnare down. Rifleman in that front line spot. Blood Mage in that front line spot. Are we going to see some crazy engagements? There's a giant Stomp there. Siphon Mana on the banished Blood Mage, who cannot get ensnared now. All the mana on that Tauren Chieftain is gone, but he does have potion of mana, as there is another stomping going down. All right, Raiders still continuing to try and engage. Are we going to see some more, Holy Lights? 52 supply compared to 47. Both sides. Chain Lightning now bouncing across, finishing off a couple of Riflemen there as they both get taken down. All right, mana is incredibly important in this battle. Meanwhile, Riflemen trying to retreat back away, going to turn back around, siphon mana on the Blood Mage. Blood Mage now currently invulnerable, able to move around a little bit more, now giving it to the Paladin, as the Paladin going to try and keep the rest of this army alive here. The unkillable army is getting killed, but at who is getting killed at the faster rate, as the Farseer now gets up to level 5, level 5, level 4, going up against level 5, level 3, as the Sorceresses are slowly getting ensnared down. All right, massive number of grunts, all moving very, very slowly, unable to catch up to all these units, as we're looking at 44 supply compared to 56. It feels like the walls or the wheels are coming off of Lemes' strategy, as the Riflemen cannot simply deal enough damage to these grunts, as the Tauren Chieftain was able to open things up with so many effective stomps. All right, Blood Mage also has no real targets for all of that siphon mana, but the Paladin is still working out well here to try and finish things off. Are we going to see a Holy Light on the Blood Mage? Yes, we do see it at just the right time. More Riflemen getting added in. The Militia trying to join in on the battle from the far side, as well as more reinforcements are coming back across. There's that another Holy Light, that a little bit of additional armor going to make a big deal here, as the Blood Mage once again uses the Cloak of Shadows and is able to stay alive. All right, grunts are now getting shut down here. Are we going to see are we going to see the Kodo Beast just get taken down? Remember, the Kodo Beast is a very, very unarmored unit, so he ends up taking bonus damage against all of these Riflemen with 2-0 upgrades. Raiders are still falling here, and somehow Scars is starting to lose a lot of units, as the Militia perhaps giving just enough of a bonus here overall. All right, more siphon mana. There goes an ensnare. Ring of Regeneration on the Blood Mage. Blood Mage could finally get taken down after all this time, but was his presence enough to help win this fight? Now Paladin going to be in some serious trouble. We're going to look at a Grunt getting taken down, but that will be the game. There's the GG dual level 5 on the Orc Heroes in the end. The very, very close total score, showing how close this game was overall. All right. Very rarely do you see the unkillable Paladin rifle army go up against Orc, and there were times where the micro was just enough, but once the introduction of Raiders came on a line, the ability to be able to stop that siphon mana channel became absolutely key. Once that was gone, well, the Blood Mage didn't have access to all the mana in the world, but more importantly was that the Tauren Chieftain and the Farseer had mana to use. You saw how effective the Tauren Chieftain with that stomp was at neutralizing those Riflemen for 3 to 4 seconds at a time. Also, the Chain Lightning of that Farseer able to bounce around and put many units into a precarious situation, into spots where they had to constantly be on the move. A couple of split-second scroll of Town Portal Riflemen's not making the trip home was all Scars needed to take the game. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it.